put your magnum in the air now. From you a drink magnum, make me see. Take charge of things now your place now. From the river to the beach to the street. Hot magnum when me have in a me hand there. Give her a sipper, she tell me sweet. Look for me watch for your quick time check. Yeah. Right now a magnum for your beat. Enjoy yourself every day of the week with a magnum. My life I forget sweeter. Must be 18 years and older to drink. Drink responsibly.
This Valentine's Day, give the gift everyone really wants. Relaxation with Valentine's vouchers from the Chop Shop Salon and Spa. Celebrate Valentine's, Galentine's, or just treat someone who's always got your back. Literally, we've got you covered. Choose a 45-minute couples full body massage for $2.95, an hour-long couples massage for $3.95, or our couples pedicure pampering for $1.99, a guaranteed favorite. Vouchers are on sale February 1st to 15th, valid until March 31st, VAT included. Visit us at Port Zante, Frigate Bend near the Marriott, or Nevis next to Hartford. WhatsApp 869-667-7243 to book today.
Back on Island Tea, and as promised, we have Mr. Nubian Greer in the studio. Most of us would have known he studied in Cuba, and that's the reason why I asked him to come in and speak, because my qualm is if we lose this, for a lot of our students who are from marginalized communities that have hopes of becoming doctors, nurses, engineers, etc., where would they study? What options have we been given as a country in terms of getting free scholarships elsewhere? In terms of scholarships. So good morning, Mr. Greer. Welcome to the studio.
Good morning.
Thank you for taking time out to come.
I'm not a stranger to this radio station either. So good morning. Good morning to the staff, and good morning to all those persons home and abroad listening to WinFM.
So we know you are a recipient of one of the Cuban scholarship. What year was this, and how did you?
98.
98, okay.
Yeah, and it was about 36 of us, including our Prime Minister,
Okay.
went
He
off
was
to.
part of that cohort?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. He was part. Dr. Garfield Alexander, Dr. Joylet Woodley, Dr. Sharon Archibald. A whole bunch of us went out and made use of those scholarships.
Oh, wow. Do you think if we were to lose, because Philip Jepier, he's the only one that came out and spoke about it, because we see all these prime ministers are coming out, because we see Gaston came out and talked about, I'm not holding no more secrets,
Right.
someone talk about this. Then we see Minister Pierre came out and talk about this.
Right.
Do you think other leaders have been approached? And if they have been approached, if we lose this connection with Cuba in terms of free scholarships, how do you think marginalized youth?
Well, I believe all the ministers were approached, and all of them accepted whatever they had to, whatever they felt they need to accept at that point in time, which would not be in the best interest or to benefit the respective countries. If we were to lose those scholarships, it would set us back years, because there is no alternative. When America applied those pressures, when you go and negotiate, or when you go to the table and you sit down, you need to ask what is the alternative. When America is doing this to Cuba, and let's say they have all right to do it, that Cuba needs to be free, or whatever the situation is, what about the hundreds of Caribbean students that are there studying? Was something put in place for them to, let's say, go and study in the United States of America? Did we approach Canada first, our kids to go there and study? Did we approach Europe, any one of those countries that is in favor of the blockade and the travel bans and all the restrictions? You can't import any oil. Would our children go to Mexico to study? And even if you look at those students studying there now, what about those students who are in third and fourth and fifth year of their career? What are they going to do? When you come back to St. Kitts without a degree, but you still have a loan in the bank, what do you do? What is in place? And our leaders ain't speaking up. Our leaders are weak. I try to say it all the time. Our leaders are too weak.
Nubian, I like your what you said, because my mind is thinking of someone who would negotiate. And what I'm thinking is this was the perfect opportunity for them to say, look, because of our students being there, and our students have to finish their education, and because of their commitments, we need time. This would have to take a period of time, some years, for them to,
But
for
you
us
think
to
they're waiting
phase
to
out
say
of.
this on the 24th to the 27th?
But this is what they should have said when, as Newbin is saying, they're weak. They don't understand negotiations. I would have said, look, I hear what you're saying, but this now gives me a bit of a problem, and what I'm going to suggest to you is give us a grace period where we could phase this out. All I'm doing is being diplomatic, Go ahead, Nubia.
And I'm saying, even if there wasn't given a choice to make those interventions, I'm saying reach out to other countries, because you're bringing back hundreds of students that won't have a degree but still have a loan, still want to study. That's the reason why they went to Cuba first. They didn't went to Cuba to party. They went to Cuba to lift their life from poverty to success. And you're coming back now to St. Kitts without a degree. Did we approach UE? Did we approach Canada? Did we approach Europe? Did we approach England to get back our children out there studying? Rich people don't send their children to Cuba. It's all poor people children in Cuba who can't afford the $300,000 and $400,000 student fees.
Yeah.
So what do we do?
You mentioned our leaders are weak. We know you are in the political arena. If you were in the same, your foot was in that shoe, how do you think you would be able to handle that?
First of all, those persons that are implying the embargoes and saying that, Cuba needs change and Cuba need this and Cuba need that. First of all, I'd mention, how come we did not do all of this with Haiti when we had a particular person down there allegedly eating other human beings? Mm-hmm. Cuba needed help. Haiti needed help.
Still does.
And still does today. Haiti is one of the poorest nations on the face of the earth. How come we're not helping Haiti? We want to help Cuba, but Haiti needs help. Mm-hmm. And as you see our Prime Minister say, we want everybody else except the Haitians. So the Haiti needs help. Okay, so let's switch back to Cuba. What I would have done is, if the collapse of Cuba is inevitable, then I would start going out there and looking to see where our children can first finish their studies and come back as professionals to help St. Kitts, because St. Kitts need help too. Mm-hmm. And in addition to that, look at where our children could also attain free scholarship. And as a matter of fact, if United States, is pressuring Cuba, that indirectly and directly affects me as a nation and as the leader of this nation that want to make sure that all my children are professionals at the end of the day, then would you accept my students?
Yeah.
Would you accept my students? Can we come to some common understanding for you to accept my students? But instead of that, we get visa ban and travel ban and a whole set of different things that is not beneficial to us. So then it wasn't a negotiation. It was a shakedown.
It was.
It was a shakedown, and I don't care how it affects you. You just got to sit down and deal with it. And we sit down and smile.
Yeah. It was not about helping anyone.
Of course.
No.
Yeah.
Because if it was about helping, then Haiti would have been, you'd have gone into Haiti before you went to Venezuela.
Yeah.
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 And barbecue should be an easy catch.
You went in and catch Maduro that have hundreds of security guards. Barbecue have hundreds of security guards. Go and help Haiti. Haiti want help. Haiti want aid. Haiti want real help.
But maybe Haiti doesn't have much other than the uranium.
Exactly.
So you remember, people only conquer things that they can get much from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so it puts us, and as I say, once we can access those free scholarships, it would set us back years. Because one of the first things that the People's Action Movement and I would have done is to do an assessment to see per capita. How much doctors, how much nurses, how much engineers, how much all those different professions, how much we have and how much we need, and calculate that difference, and then start incentivizing our children to go out and study those things. You remember when somebody died here, violent crime, and we had to wait for a pathologist from Trinidad or Barbados? Incentivize our children to go out and study so that we have that capacity here.
Yeah.
How much engineers, how much specific engineers we need here in St. Kitts? Look how much, we're still bringing in nurses from overseas. We're still bringing in radiologists, we're still bringing in different people to fill the professions that we don't have here in St. Kitts.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Will you entertain calls?
Sure, if you
Okay.
feel so.
I just want to be sure because I see the phone lighting up. Hello, caller.
Quinn, yes, something has gone wrong with your streaming. I think you should check it out.
Okay, thanks for that.
And that's what we need to do. When we go to sit and negotiate, we need to negotiate properly in the best interest of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. You just can't go and roll over every time. That's wrong. You took the position of leader and leaders of St. Kitts to represent us and represent our best interests. And what is being done as it pertains to this Cuban scholarship and the Cuban brigade, the doctors, I've been reliably informed that soon we're going to hear here in St. Kitts that the doctors can come and help us. We have persons to fill those spots, kitchens to fill those spots. 4 or 5 years ago, did we take that into consideration that, boy, we really don't have this specific area study? Have we incentivized it? Have we sent back our people out to study to come back to fill those spots here in St. Kitts?
But the fact that we were getting the help, do you think they were thinking that way and know that they're probably being given an alternative? Because we see Antigua and some other countries bringing in the Ghanaian nurses. So Trump might say don't bring them because they're coming from Africa too. So
Exactly.
What are we really going to do?
We need to start now, where we start promoting St. Kitts, sending out our children to study in those fields where we don't have the professionals, to come back and rebuild St. Kitts. That's what we need to do. Every Caribbean island needs to do the same thing. In St. Kitts, if we don't have a specific type of engineer, incentivize the youths to go to study those subjects, give them free scholarship, incentivize it, give them a piece of land when they come back, do something.
But the fact that we don't hold one head, and I want to be St. Kitts, I want to be St. Lucia, I want to be Barbados, instead of coming together to fight the bigger powers that may have a hold on us as small islands. Because we see, maybe, well, I don't know, I'm just speaking for myself. We see they weren't approached as a collective. It seemed like everybody was approached separately. So how do they deal with that going forward, seeing?
CARICOM needed to speak with one voice. And everybody come and express their concerns, you package all of it, and you say, hey, look, this is how this is affecting us. We don't have a heart surgeon, we don't have a brain surgeon, we don't have this, we don't have that. We are getting it from Cuba. No, you want us to cut ties and relationship with Cuba. What are you going to do? How are you going to help us mitigate this problem that we will have, not might have, that we will have? Because they come to help poor people. Would you then accept those persons in America?
That's a fight down. Because even if you go with your insurance, they think you're leaning too much on the system. So
Yes.
we know how
And
that
so
goes.
you can't.
Yeah.
And so we should send our children to Ghana, to Nigeria. Where should we send our folks who are sick to get that well-needed medical help? And as a matter of fact, a lot of those, when I studied in Cuba, they had thousands of Ghanaians,
Yeah.
thousands of Nigerians.
Yeah, I see that.
As a matter of fact, when the largest contingency, and I don't think I'm wrong, the largest contingency that left St. Kitts was in '98, and it was 36 of us.
That's yours.
And we thought it was a lot. And when we were there, we was the smallest. Every other Caribbean country that was sending people to Cuba was sending far more than us, 3-4 times more than us. Antigua is just a bit larger than us, and Antigua was sending hundreds.
And I'm glad you made that point too, because again, it shows how quick our people are. Having used something for our benefits, someone comes and we offer no resistance, we just throw them under the bus one time.
Exactly, and that's wrong. And at a moral standpoint, that is wrong.
So it's doctors or visas, which one? If because it's going to be hard for, I don't know if you heard the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, he said at one point he'd always have a visa. Then he retracted. He said once he's Prime Minister. I guess he caught himself early saying that. But know that he said what he said, and they may not be pleased. As I was telling Quinn, it would be easy for them to basically retract his visa.
Yeah.
So how easy would it be? And as we see, Dominica and Antigua already, they've pulled persons basically can't go apply right now. You're getting a no, you're getting a turn down. Even people here will tell you they're not getting through. So what do we choose? Health or pleasure, leisure?
And that is it. Our motto here is country above self. How important is it for me to travel to America for 2 weeks to party and come back down here for the rest 52 weeks of the year in turmoil? You're not getting the proper assistance you want. Your children not being able to go out and study. Poor people, children can't access those scholarships anymore. Or you gotta make up in your mind to go all the way to Taiwan and fly for 2 days.
And then how much of us can Taiwan take?
Exactly.
Let me ask you a question, Nubian. Having gone to Cuba, having studied in Cuba, and come back now as an engineer, have you seen your going to Cuba as a big benefit to you and your life and your projection forward as an engineer, as a skilled individual?
It's a fine line between failure and success. And me being able to go to Cuba today, I can tell you I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for that Cuban scholarship. And in my first year, when I realized what it meant for me, I encouraged all my friends, everybody, hey, listen, go and study.
Yeah.
It's a free scholarship, come and study. I know people who stayed in Cuba, never take a loan, and came back and don't owe anybody at all, don't own only bank, and went and came back and made something of themselves.
Yeah, that is important. Yeah. Hello,
And
caller.
contribute to the country.
Yeah. Hello, caller.
Within,
Good morning, go ahead.
within the political scheme of things, shallow or deep, there'll be no head without the hands and the feet. If our political leaders are weak, the masses of the people are fast asleep.
And that is a true statement. I've always said it. Our leaders are representation of the people who elect those leaders and their demands on those leaders.
And bearing in mind that we would have mentioned that the Prime Minister was part of the 1998 cohort that studied in Cuba. He too is a Cuban trained internist. How does he look at young people now and say, boy,
And their potential.
yeah,
for-
we have
for
to
tomorrow.
not. And we're not picking on new PM. I know they like to say we're not picking on the PM, but he's at the helm. He's at the helm of CARICOM. He's at the helm of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. And when you lead, it comes with a lot. You have to
Yeah.
have very broad shoulders. So
There's
what
another
does he
caller.
do
Hello,
now?
caller.
Caller, go ahead.
Grand Rising, guys.
Good day.
Now, I'm listening here, and, you know, we have to face facts, we have to face reality. Trump is fighting what is inevitable. And it is working because
We are yielding. Our politicians are yielding. He is fighting change. Change is inevitable, guys. And Trump is fighting it because he knows, or should we say, they know change is inevitable. Because you see, the empire is crumbling, and like how they always create chaos to maintain control. But this is what I'm saying, guys. Change is inevitable. It is sad that our leaders are, again, I'm going to repeat this for their sake, they're going along to get along. Now, Nubian have said, where we go? Well, Africa is the future. Last year, the Prime Minister said, and I heard him on Freedom, said that he had, let me paraphrase, because I can't remember his exact words.
Journey, remember you have to be brief. There's another caller also
I'm going to be
waiting.
quick. I'm going to be quick, Clint.
Yes, go ahead.
The Prime Minister said last year that he admired his German scientists on freedom. And some of the most brilliant doctors come from Cuba and Nigeria. So, Clint, I'm going to let it there, Stefano, but just let me reiterate that Trump is fighting what is inevitable, and that is change, and the change comes with us. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, caller.
Yes, good morning.
Good day.
Yes, I find that we tend too much to blow hot and cold at the same time. Okay, so everybody, and I mean everybody, is saying that we should take collective action. But then, in the same sentence, we switch to, we have to look out for the best interests of our particular country, whether we think it's Nevis or wherever. I mean, it's like we don't see that the same issue is confronting all of us and will be affected the same way. And that in itself shouldn't be an impetus for us to really stop this inward-looking type of response that we have.
But
Okay,
in a sense, Mr. McMahon, we cannot not be individualistic. We have to first look at what we need before. But I agree with you. Having done a self-analysis, then we say from there, okay, so where do we go from here? How do we get this to function? And we can only get it function in unison. But we can only get there when we do an introspection individually.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
And remember, right, that unity really should start within the individual countries. I thought by now, for instance, if anything warranted some kind of town hall or canvassing of general opinion in the country vis-a-vis how we should approach this threat, it would be something like this. But it's not happening.
I agree.
Right? And Nubian, it's for you as well. You know, I've been calling for some kind of unity from the country itself, especially since the meeting is going to be held here, and our Prime Minister is the chair. He should be going in, I would have thought, with something solid to approach the region with, in terms of his thinking as a solution to this.
Yeah.
This morning I heard, for instance, that a tanker had to leave Jamaica. A tanker from Cuba had to leave Jamaica empty because the Jamaican refused to give them the I think it was LPG or LNG to go back to Cuba with.
Yeah,
So you could imagine the kind of situation going into this meeting here.
Mr. McMahon,
Everybody doing.
Mr. McMahon, let me ask you this, and I want Nubian's input too. But how can we as Caribbean countries imagine Jamaica acquiescing to the U.S. and saying, Cuba, you can't get no oil. What happens if tomorrow? What happens if tomorrow just a hypothetical. What happens if tomorrow Trump says, well, nobody should deal with Jamaica? Then Jamaica, how would you feel now when you go for oil or you go for whatever, everyone turns your way? This is why your point, Mr. McMahon, that we should do individual and then unity is of paramount importance. Wait, I want Mr. Nubian's input on this also.
But I've been saying it. We shy away now because this shoe isn't on our foot.
Yes,
When this shoe drops on our foot now, would we expect the other Caribbean countries to leave us out there stranded?
Yeah. I mean, wow.
And that's what I said, at a moral standpoint, it is wrong. As soon as your neighbor house catch on fire or smoking, you want to go wet down yours and forget that.
Look, people hear about Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. The African contingent, the main African body, tried to cut them off by saying they're not supposed to because they are land surrounded by land. They landlocked. Yeah, that's the term. They're landlocked. And they put pressure on the other surrounding nations to not give them access to goods and supplies. Only one country allowed them to do so, Togo, on a moral stance.
Yes.
And so they were able to survive. And you know what happened? All of the business that these countries used to do with those others who shut off the supply, now they're complaining. Their ports are empty, this is that, they're financially, and this is what could happen to the Caribbean, you know. And this is what the U.S. wants, that we fragment internally.
Yep.
So one country, Togo said, no, we're not on a moral issue, we're not going to. But all of our Caribbean countries are going to say, Cuba, you're going to stay out there and you're going to die.
But friend, you see, like you said, this is a case of, well, they went for Venezuela and CARICOM kept silent.
Yes.
Now they're going for Cuba. CARICOM going to be silent as well?
Yeah.
Because, as you said, if they come for somebody else, it's going to be pretty much the same thing until all of us.
They pick us off one by one.
Right. Okay. So,
CARICOM collectively go and help Haiti.
That's what I've always been asking.
How come we did not collectively go and help Haiti? How come we didn't ask America with all the technology? I heard when they went in Venezuela, all the soldiers them start bleeding from the eye, the nose, and the mouth.
Yeah.
So how come they didn't apply that technology and go and help Haiti? Cuba have long, when you can't imagine the kind of lines at the pumps. Is that same thing happening in Haiti? They're getting oil. Where they getting oil from? How come they didn't get any embargo to help the people, on the premise to help the people? Because they're doing that to Haiti, to end communism and help the people. No, I'm not saying Cuba don't want help, but I'm saying there are other people that need help also.
If one thing we have to remember, the U.S. is probably going to get its wish. Cuba looks like it's going to be on its last leg. And what happens after that? I mean, with all the help that the region and beyond have been getting from Cuba, how do they view our response of, well, hands off? You know, are they going to say, well, when we really needed y'all, y'all weren't there.
Okay.
So all you students, you know, those kinds of things have to be looked at.
This is a case. This is a case. Finish your point. You maintain.
I maintain that there are little things that we can do to at least show some kind of solidarity and appreciation of the Cuban help.
Yes.
Like I said, grant all who came here citizenship. I mean, we can collectively do things to help the Cuban people.
Yeah.
If the United States have a problem with the regime, that's fine. But the Cuban people, I think we absolutely should be thinking in terms of the day after and making sure that at least we tried something. We tried to do something to help the ordinary people in Cuba.
That it could be us tomorrow.
It could be us tomorrow.
And
exactly.
the other thing we have to take into consideration is when they regime change in Cuba would still be benefactors of scholarships.
Yeah.
Because if I look at
Right,
this now
because
And
you
the
realize
medical
that's true.
assistance.
Yeah.
That's true, because you realize what is happening here. Look at what happened in Venezuela. Basically, they said, we now run your country, we control the resources.
Exactly.
We do the same thing with Cuba, and then determine, exactly what our relations should be like with them.
Look,
Would
this
just
thing,
make sure that it's back to the pre-revolutionary days, when essentially Cuba, U.S. investment in Cuba was so high, and they practically, owned Cuba then. Maybe that's what the plan is, to go back to. And
yeah,
we have to
but
be
that
able
is
to-
why. But that is why you had the Cuban Revolution,
Right.
because
Yes.
you had all these
Right.
things there, but the people were in impoverished, desperate, impoverished.
And what we have to be careful of, and this is my gripe with our leaders, right? They do different things with different people, whatever works. And
Yeah.
so they could go into Venezuela, they could pressure Cuba as they're doing it now, they could bring destiny here, which is a nice Trojan horse, but it effectually does the same thing, and our leaders don't seem to understand that.
But you see,
They're just there with the eyes closed.
you see that
looking at the
destiny.
dollars, and
You
that's
see
it.
that destiny thing that you think. As we see what is happening in the Caribbean, we see this destiny thing in its true form. We see
Yeah.
what it really represents. And in terms of Cuba,
And it's not, by the way, Clint, it's not just here, You see the same thing in other Caribbean islands.
That's
where
what I'm
they're
saying.
taking over the coast.
Mark Mahan, yeah, we're out of time. I want
Yeah.
Nubian to
Okay.
finish his. Okay.
All right,
yeah.
then.
Go
And
ahead, Mr. Nubian.
Even outside of scholarships and having the medical doctors come down and assist us, we could have benefited from Cuban sports. We could have benefited tremendously in a lot of different areas, and we just choose to jump ship and isolate from a friend to somebody who clearly don't have your best interest at heart. And as I'm saying, when you're going to make those negotiations, imagine me coming and telling you, I don't like how Quint treating you, don't go to work.
Yeah.
And you're sitting home.
Yeah. And
I'm going to pay your groceries, I'm going to pay your bill, I'm going to pay your rent, what am I going to do for you? I'm going to do nothing for you, but I'm telling you, don't go up there.
Yeah.
There is no alternative. What is the alternative? If at the end of the day, our children could have gone and finished their studies in America, then I would say, okay, cool.
Okay.
If the next generation of children could have gone and studied in America because, well, you cut off Cuba, then I would say, okay, fair enough.
Okay.
But now we're on the bad visa list. We not getting anything. Tell me what does St. Kitts benefit outside of going to Barbados and pay to get a visa, then go America and spend your money in America. And they don't even want me money because they're saying don't come. St. Kitts people, I know people who just take loan to go to America for 2 weeks. Take a loan
Mr. Nubian,
and come back and work.
We're out of time. The farmers are already here. So
No problem.
yeah, but don't be a stranger.
No,
You're not
we
a
gotta
stranger,
continue
but
this,
yeah.
I'm just a phone call
Well,
away.
that's on you, Card.
Yes, definitely we'll sort it out because we need to finish this.
Yes, but we need to better for our people. And when I say our people, not St. Kitts only, but the Caribbean, because Antigua, Barbados, and Lucia, all those are our brothers and sisters. So thank you very much for having me.
Our
And
pleasure.
you could just let me know when I could come back again and we finish the conversation.
Yes, I certainly will. Because
WINN is
Thank you.
98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Don't throw those bottles away. Turn them into money today. Vitamalt bottles equal cash in your pocket. It's super easy. Just take those empty Vitamalt bottles to any Cara Brewery distribution truck or any drinks depot in St. Kitts and Nevis. We're keeping our beautiful Twin Island paradise clean. Vitamalt bottles equal cash back. Keep it clean, keep it green. Vitamalt bottle returns. Your bottles, your cash, your island.
Hey kids, it's chubby time.
I have to go to school and learn and play with my friends too. Every day it's fun day, 'cause I love my chubby, chubby. Chubby, 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 chubby. Lots chubby, 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 chubby.
Every day is fun day.
Chubby.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust. To secure your investment, you need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us.
TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind. You're always safe with us.
This Valentine's Day, give the gift everyone really wants. Relaxation with Valentine's vouchers from the Chop Shop Salon and Spa. Celebrate Valentine's, Galentine's, or just treat someone who's always got your back. Literally, we've got you covered. Choose a 45-minute couples full body massage for $2.95, an hour-long couples massage for $3.95, or our couples pedicure pampering for $1.99, a guaranteed favorite. Vouchers are on sale February 1st to 15th, valid until March 31st, VAT included. Visit us at Port Zante, Frigate Bend near the Marriott, or Nevis next to Hartsville. WhatsApp 869-667-7243 to book today.
And we are back on Island Tea just about 39 minutes after the hour of 9, and we welcome in studio with us Mr. Flanders. Good morning. It's time for Farm Report.
Yes, good morning. Another wet Wednesday. Another Wednesday, another Farm Report, and I'm happy to be in the studio once again. Thanks WinFM for the opportunity. This morning, I just want to set the record straight on Farm Report. Farm Report started that, you got to know the history. When Farm Report started, I got a call from, I was the one who gave about 3 months. It was farmers who gave donation.
Participate in the mandate to speak on behalf of the consortium and the farmers who are associated with the consortium. And just to compound that, whenever an official representative, whether politician or otherwise, from any other organization, come here to speak, there is a certain respect that is given to that organization and that person who comes here. There is no rancor or wrangling as to whether or not he or she should bring everybody from that organization in the studio to validate what they're saying. And we would ask, please, once Flash is here in the studio, please give him the respect that he's representing the farming community. All farmers, no, but he's representing those of us who align ourselves with the consortium. Thank you.
They say this. It's just political. Truth is my only reality. If he's trying to make it political, then let us take the agriculture is presently supposed to be, let me say, at achieving some form of food security. Amen. When last year you ain't reached there, and this year you take up 10, 11 million, 13 million, then tell me if that is not evidence of incompetence and failure. If you do not know how much the cost says to business, you for what higher. It's clear to the people that we have, I'm going to say what Eli Eachwood does say, square pegs in round holes. That is absolute. The man speak for himself. The food is top priority. It's the first thing gonna affect St. Kitts and Nevis just now. I'm saying if it's politics, then we need a new politician in this man's place. He has proven it. Yeah, man.
And as our
both are developed by Flanders himself and Calvin Percival, who both of them are tractor owners and suffer greatly for the lack of parts and other tractor inputs. And so when that was implemented, I personally took some time to congratulate the ministry and said that, you know, we appreciate the step in having that done for us. But I'm just saying that to say you can't be dismissive of everything and refer to everything as politics and implement some of the same strategies or programs that was brought forward by the same people who you're dismissing. So that's my input on that specific thing. But go ahead.
Let me say something. The interest is in producing food. This is the top at the planting season. Visit the supermarket. Ain't no food in the supermarket. Ain't no cucumbers in the supermarket. If agriculture is moving forward, now let me go back. All the complaints, the what you just talk about, the duty free, yeah. The complaints, monkeys, pigs, rats, other roaming animals. We don't take out the people, because they might only take a part. There is no food, the same issues we have had for donkey years. Yeah. None is really being addressed. We cannot produce food with monkey. People planting, monkey cleaning out the ground. It needs, me trying to tell them, but it needs a comprehensive plan put together to address this problem. If nobody, whether this administration or the next, no, the next one may not about trying, not going to be mine. Because you come to me, like to get it done right, I got to do it myself. That's the message I get in. If it is not comprehensively addressed, the problems that farmers being suffering. I mean, even in your yard, I can't get mango and banana because the monkey eating them off. If we do not address the problems, the main problems that's been affecting agriculture, we are not going anywhere. We can't take out money when we only got 3 tractors. The whole island had, I mean, if you count the number of states, made sure, but over 100 tractors, I mean, plenty more, right? We now have 3. Land preparation. The issues that farmers been talking about has not yet been addressed. Even labor costs or labor, because the government know that they need the step workers on the farm. So if they know it need hands-on, how come the farmers got a load of problem to get 1 and 2 man? Yeah, man.
See, exactly. That's the thing that we are facing, and we come here week after week and say we will like to paint a rosy picture. See, Esmond bought some carrots here and they are looking very well. Those are local carrots. They're looking very well. Look at those carrots.
Look at the color.
Wow, you see?
Let me take it on the bike so they can see the color. Look at the color.
Lovely carrots.
Wow.
And I've been told by some people that some of the supermarkets are not taking them.
Well, that's the reason, because remember the conversation started some year ago, and if you look in the bag, there are 2 separate varieties inside there.
Oh, there's the smaller ones.
This is smaller ones.
Oh, and those are the soup ones.
Right, so just in 1 year, we were able to make the adjustment based on what the ministry is saying. Now the adjustment is made, because you remember they were saying that they were too large. The rounder ones was too large. And the adjustment has been made, and we're still not able to penetrate the market. So that is the evidence that we have, that on one hand, you're saying bring carrots, then we go with carrots and we carry the carrots to the supermarket, then the supermarket then say the carrot is too large. And then we go next year, because we only have 1 year to do that. We go and we do a separate set, right? And then we still can't penetrate. So what we're asking, and we know we've had good reviews here, when we ask the general public to support us, they've always done so. And so that is why I brought those this morning to say to the general public, go to the Department of Agriculture. Those carrots and others would be available there at your request.
Your small
And so,
version
And when you go,
they cook the same way? What's the difference?
well, different purposes. That one, as I say, is a more like dicing one. And this one is more like for juicing. Shredding. Yeah.
But both of them can be used
for the same
thing.
thing. For the same.
but when you go to the supermarket and you see the local, ask for it. Support the farmers, support the farming community. The farmer is your brother, your sister, it's the community.
I'm going to address this thing here.
Yeah.
One of the biggest, actually probably the biggest problem we got is food, is the cost. Now hear what I'm saying with cost. Seeds we bought for $10 10 years ago. We now buying for $35. How much for string beans? $35 a pound. Chemical supplies that we used then, we are paying double and triple the cost. Actually, with real assistance from the government end, because every time the government bring a pack of seed, they increase the cost. Cement got a stable price for donkey years, and I know the people that ain't carrying up the price, but the government is running the institution. Now, system to facilitate and advance agriculture, but a commercial business to make profit. In the budget, the seeds should be covered. Should not have to go with $15. It should not be. To produce, it costs too much. We used to buy something for $100. Now we're paying $200. The cost of carrots used to be $3.50. What's the other? Today, man glad to take $2.50 and $2. It is true. This institution itself is stifling agriculture. It's like maybe the government is giving us a signal where they go to organization system, so they now go into their own make the direction that they're trying to go. When they put us out of it and they go take it up like the world. Yeah, man.
But I think it should be scary when you see from the Eastern Caribbean Consumer Price Index that St. Kitts and Nevis speak about food You talk about inflation and food has gone through the roof. So you think that should scare any administration when you think about food going so far up that it might be difficult for people to purchase food? I think that in itself should be a rude awakening. They should wake them up and realize why we got to do something about food security. Right. If you're going to say that for the last 5 years, the Eastern Caribbean Bank saying for the last 5 years, it's been the highest food prices.
But I want to close quickly by saying I am a bit hopeful. I had a brief conversation with the new permanent secretary in the ministry, and one of the things that he said to me concerning the duty-free policy that was just implemented is that he journeyed to some farms for a visit, and on his way there, the roads were so bad in the government vehicle he was traveling. And he said to himself, if the government is struggling to maintain its vehicles on the everyday pitch road from Bastia to wherever, he says, how much more these farmers have to struggle to maintain vehicles on this type of road. And that was really touching to me. And when I reiterated to somebody, based on what he was saying to me, why he had to implement the policy, they says, maybe he's just saying that to make you feel good. And I said, but even that works for us as farmers. Even when you tell us exactly what we want to hear, that would work with us. And so I was quite happy, and I look forward to having further conversation with him. And so that is what gives me a bit of hope going forward.
Yeah. Oh, okay. As we come to the end, it's amazing when you're having fun.
I know, but you could tell the folks what's available for sale before we go.
I didn't get that from the marketing unit, but the last one I had, it was a day or so ago. They had pumpkins up there, carrots, yam, yeah, that was available. Yeah, and green banana. Tomatoes also. Well, I didn't get one for today, so that's why I didn't do that. But anyway, support farmers and buy local.
And we have no problem with the government. This one are none.
At all.
We try to feed hungry people.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
More than 42 million cars from 19 different car companies are being recalled for faulty airbag inflators. Repairs are fast, easy, and free. The problem isn't with the airbag, it's with the airbag inflator. Because the inflator can rupture, shooting shrapnel through the airbag, which can cause serious injury or even death. Don't risk it, fix it.
Please contact TDC Automotive Division to find out if your Toyota vehicle is affected by the Takata airbag recall. Visit or call us at 465-2511 in St. Kitts or 469-5430 in Nevis.